using stories in class is the best way to go. I use them now still. I'm teaching at the college level, and I think my students appreciate them so much more than little canned grammar and cultural concepts, lists and lists of vocabulary that don't do anything. By having a story, it really is a thread, and it gives students something to talk about. Just having a unit on, for example, technology, what are you going to talk about if there's no conflict? There needs to be a story with a conflict, and there needs to be drama. Kids love drama, and they want to be able to expand on what they know or add their own opinions. And I think as a language teacher, that's all I want my students to do. If they don't know a particular grammar concept that's fairly esoteric and it sort of doesn't contribute necessarily to communication, I don't care if they don't know it. But if they can tell me what's going on in the story and we can continue with the conversation, and if they can make fun of one of my books, because of course I use my books in my classroom, that's great. And they have, and I love it. Just keep talking, because that's the only tangible skill that I, as a teacher, can give to students. Because later on, if they're, most of my students take it as a requirement. Perfect. So why am I going to make them know how to conjugate in the past subjunctive? It doesn't make a lot of sense. What I want for my students is to go out into the world and speak with other human beings. I think the human connection is so important. I think that being able to communicate, even trying in another language, is really going to help us with understanding people, being more aware, and creating better human bonds. I know that's a little woo-woo, but I really believe in that, and I want that for my students, because at the end of the day, it becomes an issue of human interaction. So that's why I love story. Also, what stories give is the really challenging topics. And I have in my books very challenging themes that teachers may not feel comfortable bringing up as just a topic of conversation. However, within the book, they might be able to bring that up and talk about it through the characters. So they're removing themselves once from what's really going on. For example, in a couple of my books, a few actually, I have LGBTQ characters. Now, not many teachers would discuss that as a topic, but you can discuss it as how the characters are feeling, and no one needs to be, personally involved, so to speak. In the Maria book, which is on Flangoo, the topic really is U.S. politics. That's the undercurrent, U.S. politics and the response to the island. Well, we don't have to talk about politics. We talk about what's happening to the characters because of the politics. So I think that's really helpful for teachers and for students who might be shy about talking, not shy, but not really wanting to engage fully in these themes, but can do so by way of the characters and the story. So I think stories are the way to go. Besides, the grammar's in there, it's embedded. There's good vocabulary, it's embedded. Everything's there. And with my books especially, I don't know about others' books, but there's culture dropped in there, and it's embedded because it's important. I think it's important to know about places other than where we live in our own little bubbles and our, just past our little Zoom rooms and past the front doors of our homes. So that is my agenda. But I've had a chance on several occasions to log into Flangoo, and I was blown away first by all of the beautiful cover images of all of the books that come flying at you right away. It's very interactive. It is super easy to use. and everything really is at the teachers and at the students' fingertips. It's very well organized, and it's a blessing really for any teacher looking to have a ready-made FBR or library for their classroom that's portable and accessible at all times.
Flangoo.com